Hello friends, welcome to UN Digital class. In my previous lecture, I have already discussed about the artificial intelligence environments and the different types of artificial intelligence. Now, in this particular lecture, I am going to discuss about the searching algorithms in artificial intelligence. First of all, what is searching algorithms? Searching algorithms are the important area in artificial intelligence because this topic covers different searching algorithm in artificial intelligence. In searching algorithm, first of all we have to know about what is problem solving agent. First of all, I am going to discuss about this problem solving agent. I have already discussed about the goal based agent. Now, this problem solving agent is nothing but a goal based agent which is basically used to solve the searching problems in artificial intelligence, that is called the problem solving agent. Next, what is searching problem means? Searching problem means here we represent our problem in a tree. That means suppose this node is A and this node is B and this node is C. Here in this tree, this is the initial node and this node is the goal node. That means in searching problem we have initial node and goal nodes are given. Here we have to search the goal node from the initial node, that is called the searching problem. Then next, different terminology which are used in the searching algorithm. First one is the search. Searching is nothing but a step by step procedure which solves our searching problem, that is called the search. And in your searching problem there are three different main components. First one is the search space. Search space is nothing but it is a description of the space where we start our searching. That means in this tree is nothing but a search space for our searching problem. Then next one is the start state. Here the initial state, that is A, which is called the start state. Then next one is goal test. Goal test is nothing but a function which observe the initial state or current state and find out the goal state, that is called the goal test. That means it observing the initial state, it returns whether the goal state is achieved or not, that is called the goal test. Then the next terminology is search tree. When we represent our searching problem by using a tree structure, that is called the search tree. That means this tree structure is called the search tree. Then next is action. Action is nothing but the description of our each action which are available for our searching algorithm, that is called the action. Then next is transition model. Transition model is nothing but the description of each action, that is called the transition model. Then next terminology is path cost. Here path cost is a function which assign a numeric value to each path. That means here if you assign 2, that means this 2 is a numeric value which is a path cost for A to B. Then next, solution. Solution means when you start searching from the initial node and we find out the goal node, then this sequence of action is called the solution. That means suppose here we start from this node and we reach in this node which is our goal node. Then from A to C, this action is called the solution. Then next, optimal solution. Optimal solution is nothing but a solution, but it is a best solution because it provides the lowest cost solution, that is called the optimal solution. Now, these are the different terminology which are used in your searching problem. Then next is properties of searching algorithm. Here these are the different properties of our searching algorithm. First one is completeness. That means we can say that our searching algorithm is complete when it guaranteed to return a solution. Then we can say that this searching algorithm satisfies the completeness properties. Then next one is optimality. Optimality means it guaranteed to give a best solution, that is called the optimal optimality, which gives us a lowest cost best solution. Then next is time complexity. Time complexity means the time required to solve our searching problem, that is called the time complexity for that searching problem. Then next is space complexity. Space complexity is nothing but the space required for our searching algorithm, that is called the space complexity. Now these are the different properties of our searching algorithm. Next, different types of search algorithm in artificial intelligence. In artificial intelligence, there are two different types of search algorithms. First one is the uninformed or blind search algorithm. Then next one is the informed search algorithm. In uniform search algorithm, here the search algorithm does not contain any domain knowledge such as the closeness and the location of the goal. It operates in brute force way. That means in uniform search algorithm, the algorithm applies a way to search the goal node without any information about the search space. For this reason, this algorithm is called the blind search algorithm. In this blind search algorithm, there are different types of algorithms. First one is the BFS, that is the breadth first search. Then next one is the DFS, that is the depth first search algorithm. Then next is DLS, that is depth limited search. Then next is uniform cost search. Then next iterative deeping DFS or iterative deeping depth first search. Then last one is the bidirectional search. These are the different types of blind search. Then next, informed search, or you can say that it is heuristic search. In informed search algorithm, the domain knowledge is known. That means here the algorithm searches the goal node and it knows about the goal node and the starting node. For this reason, it is called the informed search, and it uses a heuristic function. This heuristic function provides a way to find out the good solution or best solution. And under this heuristic search, there are two different types of search. First one is the best first search and next one is the A star search. Now, from the blind search algorithm, here I am going to discuss about the breadth first search algorithm. Breadth first search algorithm is a general purpose search algorithm. Here the algorithm sorts the tree in a breadth wise. That means it is called a breadth first search. Here the search is started from the goal node and it searches every node of the tree to achieve the goal node. Now look at one example. Suppose this is our search tree. And in this tree, this is our initial node and this is our goal node. When we use the BFS search algorithm, then it searches from the initial node, that means from the node A, then it searches to the node B, that means the successor of the initial node, that is the node B and node C. Then it searches the successor of the node B, that is the node D. Then it searches the node E, that is the successor of node C. That means it searches in this way, from A to B, then C, then D, then E. That means it searches in the breadth wise. This is called the breadth first search. And for implementing this breadth first search, we use the FIFO technique of our queue. Now, the BFS search algorithm, this is the algorithm of best first search. In this algorithm, let fringe be a list. That means here fringe is a list which contain the initial state or the initial node of our search tree. Then next, loop. From here the loop starts. In this loop, first is if fringe is empty, return failure. That means first we check our fringe is empty or not. If our fringe is empty, that means there is no initial node for our search tree, then this algorithm returns failure. Otherwise, it removes the first element of the fringe and store it in node. Again, after storing the first element of fringe in node, it checks if node is a goal node. That means the node which is in the node, if this node is a goal node, then it returns the path from the initial state to the node, otherwise it generates all the successor of the node and add this successor to the back of the fringe. This process continues until we get our goal node. This is the algorithm of our BFS search. Now, take one example. Here, this is your search tree in which we apply the BFS search algorithm to achieve the goal. In this tree, this A node is your initial node or start state. And this G node is your goal node. That means here we apply the BFS search algorithm and start search from this initial node and to achieve this goal node. Now apply the BFS algorithm. First, that is the step 1. Here we take one list, that is the fringe. And this fringe contains the initial node. Here in our search tree, the initial node is the node A. That means the fringe list contains the node A. After that, it checks whether this fringe is empty or not. Now, our fringe contains the node A, that means our fringe is not empty. Here, the next step says that the first element of our fringe is removed and added in node. Here, the node contains this value, that means the A node is removed from the fringe and added in node. After that, the value which contained by the node, that node is checked whether this node is a goal node or not. That means here the node A is checked whether this node is a goal node or not. But in our search tree, the goal node is G. That means here our node contains the node A, but the A node is not a goal node. That means now the next step of algorithm says that we find out the successor of this node A. Here the successor of node A is B and C. Here we take the successor of node A, that is B and C. Now, these successor of node A, that is B and C, these nodes are added to our fringe. That means our fringe list is updated by node B and C. When you add this successor, you must remember that you add this successor at the back of the fringe. Now, here our fringe is empty because the node A is already removed from the fringe and add in the node list. That means here we can easily add the successor of A, that is B and C. After that, our loop continues. That means in the next step, that is step 2. In our step 2, the fringe is containing the node B, C. Here we remove the first element of our fringe, that is B, and add it into the node list. Now, our node list contains the node, that is B, and this B is removed from the fringe list. After adding this B into the node list, we check whether this node B is a goal node or not. Here the B is not a goal node because our goal node is G. Again we generate the successor of this B node. Now look at this tree. Here the successor of node B is D and E. That means our tree is now look like this: A, B, C, and the successor of B is D and E. Now this successor of B is added into the back of the fringe list. Now the fringe list is updated, that is fringe initially contain the node C, that is here C. Then again we add the successor of node B. Here the successor of node B is D and E. That means here we add the back of the fringe. Here the back of the fringe is this. This means in this place we can add the node D and E. After that this loop also continues, because at this point we cannot get the goal node. For this reason we continue the loop. Next, step 3. In the step 3, our fringe list contains the node that is C, D and E. C, D and E. So, we remove the first element of our fringe and we place this element in our node list. Now, our node list contains the node that is C. That means this C is removed from this fringe and added into the node list. Now, here we check this C node is a goal node or not, but this C node is not a goal node. Now, again we find out the successor of this node C. Here the successor of node C is F and G. That means our tree is A, B, C, then D, E, and the successor of C is F and G. At this step, the successor of this node C, that is F and G, are added into the back of our fringe. Now, our fringe list is updated, that is adding the node F and G. Here our fringe already contain the node D and E, and we add F and G at the back of the fringe, that is F, then G. In step 4, the fringe contains the node, these are D, E, F, G. Here we remove the first element of our fringe, that is D, and we add this D to our node. Now our node contains D. Now here the node D is checked whether this node is a goal node or not, but this D node is not a goal node. Again the successor of this node D is generated. Here in our search tree there is no successor of our node D. That means here nothing is added to in our fringe list, and our fringe list contains the node that is E, F and G. In the step 5, the fringe contains the node that is E, F and G. Now here the first node of the fringe is removed and added into the node. That means this node E is removed and added into the node list. Now the node list contains the node that is E. Here we check whether this node E is a goal node or not, but this E is not a goal node. That means here we generate the successor of the node E, but in our search tree there is no successor of this node E. Here our fringe list contains the node that is F and G. Now in the step 6, the fringe contains the node F and G, and here we remove the first element of our fringe, that is F, and added into the node list. That means our node contains the node that is F. Here we check whether this F is a goal node or not, but this F is not a goal node. That means here we generate the successor of our node F, but in your search tree there is no successor for the node F. Then we go for the next step, that is step 7. In step 7, the fringe contains the node that is G, and here the first element of our fringe is removed and added into the node list. That means our node list contains the node G, and this G is removed from the fringe. Now this node G is checked whether this node is a goal node or not, but here this node G is a goal node. That means here our algorithm returns the path from the initial state to the node contained by this node list. That means here the path is returned, that is A to C, then C to G. Now this is the result of our BFS algorithm. I hope you get some idea about the searching algorithms in artificial intelligence and you clear about the BFS algorithm. If you have any doubt, then you can ask me through comment. I will discuss about your doubt. Thank you for watching.